question of the day. What is your favorite new edition of a game? Or maybe a game that you found that you didn't know was an older game and you love it. Because today we're talking about Galaxy Trucker. Now, I got into Galaxy Trucker from people over at, I think, Shut Up, Sit Down reviewed it. Tom always reviewed it. I always heard about this game. I was like, man, I got to play it. Got in the collection, loved it, and somehow it slipped out of my collection. Somebody gave it to a nephew or something like that. So I was very happy to see the new edition come out. Now, first of all, I love the fact that we'll get to that in the final thoughts, but I love the fact that it exists again and you can get Galaxy Trucker really easy. And I love the way that the new box is and all that sort of stuff. But let's take a look right now at Galaxy Trucker, how to play, what this version offers and what it does. And we'll come back up, talk final thoughts right now. All right, so we've got Galaxy Trucker. So you have got a lot of stuff in here. We're going to set it up and take a look at it in just a second, but I want to point out there's a lot of good components here. Money, you have the tiles, you have these nice little pieces. This is kind of what I wanted to show you here. Nice little pieces, right? Little green Tic Tacs, love those. We're going to talk about what all this does. We're going to set up the beginner game, then we're going to talk about the advanced stuff as well, because really and truly, the only thing that changes is if you're going to play the beginner game, there's no timer, there's not some of the advanced cards, but also you can choose to play level 1, level 2, level 3. Now this is L for learning game. Normal 1, 2, 3. Now you can do this galactic thing where you run all 3 missions. So you have the boards, you have 1, you have 3 on the back here. That's how big your ship will be. You have 2 and then 1 right there. So that's how you play. That's how you have these ships set up. And we're going to talk about what that means and what you do right now. Couple things to note. You're going to start here with a beginner cabin right here of your color. Now these connectors around it are vitally important for how you play the game. There's a center connector and outside connectors normally, but these are all universal, which means that on the pieces that you're going to be putting on your ship, a central connector or universal connector or a double connector. Let me see if I can find an actual double connector that's not universal. Right here, the double connector can attach just like that. The single connector can attach just like that, as well as universal to universal. So just so we're clear, you're going to be building these, but these connections matter. You could not, for instance, put this connection. This would not be legal, nor would this, nor would putting a piece that does work that causes a piece not to work. So you could not put this piece here because it would cause this to not work. So just know that that's a thing. Also, in the end, when the actual action starts happening, the main crux of the game is building your ship, but then you're going to take the cards, the action cards, to see what happens. If you have a bunch of open things off the side of your ship, like this, for instance. So yes, this is a legal move. It's built in, but we've got this open connector. It's going to make your ship weaker to certain things. Now, you're going to take the time to build your ship, and you have all the tiles. Now, this is not all the tiles. There are a whole lot of tiles over here. All of the tiles face down here in the middle. You're then one-handed. You're going to have to reach over, take a tile, bring it over your board. When it's over your board, you can flip it up and take a look. Let's get rid of the laser. You can store 2 pieces at a time, which means that, I don't want to get rid of this because I don't want to put it out there in case somebody takes it, because this is simultaneous. So let's just say I flip this battery up. Now the battery is going to power guns, it's going to power double thrusters, double guns, as well as shield generators. I want to keep this, but I don't want to keep it right now. I can put it here, or I want to go ahead and attach it. I can just immediately put it in here, or I don't want this. Now, instead of flipping it back out here face down, you put it out here face up, which means every time you take and choose not to keep it, the other person has an opportunity, or the other people have an opportunity to go, ooh, battery, I want that. At any point, someone can flip this timer, and you only do this because you may be done, or you're forcing them to hurry up, and you see that they've got a really great build and you're ready to roll, and so you want to force them to the end. You would do the sand timer. When it runs out, it will be the end of it. Now, however, you do this twice on 2 and 3 times on 3, once on 1. So forget the timer in the background. We're going to keep building here. I'm just going to keep showing you different attachments. Now this would work because that is universal. At the end of the building phase, everyone's going to evaluate everybody's as well. So that would work. That's universal. So we've got this over here. We then can put this here. That puts a laser here at the front. Now, when I say you can't place something, I mean you can place anything, but in the evaluation spot check time, people are going to look and go, oh no, you can't do that. That's not legal. So I'll take my piece here I'm going to put it over here on this side. I'm going to keep building just so I can just show you some different stuff. So now we have a thruster. The reason I'm doing this thruster here is thrusters pointed off the side are not useful. They have to be pointed out the back. And when you place a thruster, the space behind it either has to be empty or the edge of the board. Lasers need to be facing forward to be the most effective. However, if they're facing off the side, they can give you power of a half point, and basically the double lasers will give you 2 points of power. We'll talk about what the power's for. But same with the thruster, the space in front of him needs to be empty, whether it's empty space or this, for instance, means I could not put a piece here to use it. This is a life support system for an alien. So we're going to put this right here for now. We're going to put it right here. Here, let's get rid of a piece just so I can show you. So let's just say we put it here for now. Now, we're going to flip up a cabin in a minute. So one of these cabins now, normally a cabin could take astronauts, but now this cabin has a life support system, which means it can take purple aliens. The purple aliens will give you more power. The yellow aliens will give you better speed. The speed moves you forward. We'll talk about that all in a minute. But anyway, these are the different types of things you can put on your ship. You have these connection based ones, which just help you to get better connections. They don't really do much except, oh good, look, I now have this connector and I can connect stuff all over the ship. Next is shield generators. So shield generators, they would go on your ship and protect the two directions that they are facing. So for instance, this would be this side of your ship is protected and this side of your ship is protected. In order to use the actual shield generator, you would need to spin a battery. Now these batteries will get the little tic-tac tokens on them, boom, boom, here. Some of them have 2 spaces, some of them have, I believe, 3 battery spaces, but the last piece is the cargo hold. Now these cargo holds are things that you're going to be able to collect cargo with during the game. So if I put this here, it's a legal space. I now have 2 cargo spaces for when I can fly around in the mission space part of the game. Mission space, orange side. And then add cubes to this. And those cubes will evaluate and get you points. Now, once everyone has built their ship, and again, let's just, let's go in here with this. All right, so for round 1, we're gonna go with this. Not the greatest one, but we have an example of everything. Then you're gonna take the cards based on what it tells you. So we're gonna use 2 level 1 cards for this mission. Now you're gonna evaluate based on who gets done first, where your ship is. And your ship will go out there on these spaces. Once everyone's finished building, or when the timer goes out, you'll then evaluate everybody's ships, make sure they're all good, but then the person who's finished first will go first, then second, then third, then fourth. That space matters because the leaders get options and benefits during the card phase round. Now you'll notice at the bottom of this, we're gonna use 2 level 1 cards. You'll use that by taking 2, you have level 1s, level 2s, level 3s. You're gonna take 2 cards out of the shuffle deck. You're gonna flip these up and evaluate them one at a time. So the first one will happen. This is a planet. So in player order, it takes 3 space days. The way this works is you would move back 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, skipping anybody that's in a space, in order to take the benefit. So this would give me a yellow, green, blue, blue cube. You would then put those on the hold where you have space for them. If you don't have space, they're wasted, obviously. Now, let's go through the different options of things that there could be in the cards. For instance, you have things like planets, which is what we just saw. Then you have the abandoned ship. Basically, you're going to have to, if you find an abandoned ship, you're in gravy. Basically, you just get the bonuses for the first person there. Only one player can get it, so the leader takes it. Sometimes you'll give up a specified number of crew members in order to take the benefit, and those benefits are always really great. So the abandoned ship here would cost you 3 crew that you would have to give up. So 2 here, 2 here. You'd have to give up 3 crew, you'd get 4 money, and you'd only lose a day. You have things like Stardust, so you would basically lose a day for any of the open ports you have on the side of the ship. There's the planets, the smugglers. You have to compare your strength, so ours is currently a 1, not enough. If we had 4 strength, we would get the bonus down here. If you don't have it, you lose the bonus there for the smugglers. The abandoned space station, you have to have at least 5 crew. You don't spend them, but then you get the bonus here. Open spaces, you move based on your thrusters forward on the leader track over there. We have 1 double thruster, which means I could spend a battery pack to move forward 2 spaces. And it does that in order, so you'll be passing and jumping over people. Combat zone. So you're gonna do this one, then this one, then this one. Any kind of bonuses or penalties you take. Let's talk about the types of attacks you can get, because the next one would be meteor swarm. Small meteors, these would be coming from the left, the right, and then the big meteor from the top. For the meteors, you're gonna roll 2 dice. Whichever column or whichever dice show up is the column shown. So if it's a 7, it'll be this column. So you're going to need the lasers. If you have a laser in 7 and the meteor is coming to 7, you could shoot the large meteor. If it's not coming in 7, well, then you're out of luck. You're going to need to rely on your shield generators at that point because it protects the entire direction of the ship, top, front, left, right, whatever. Next is the combat zone. We talked about that. That's where you're going to evaluate all 3 of those spaces, 1, 2, 3. Then you have the open space, the stardust. The only other thing is the end of the game, Journey's End. So finish order. This shows whoever went. So you get the bonuses for finishing first, second, third, and fourth. So there it is right there. First player gets 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Next, you're going to get the award for the best looking ship. This goes to the player who finishes with the best looking ship. Count the number of exposed connectors on your ship, and whoever has the fewest gets those points. Then you're going to sell your goods. Reds are worth 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. That's what that's for. For each component you lost, you're going to lose a point. So ideally, aliens boost your ship, goods give you money at the end of the game, and then you're going to try to protect your ship from losing those pieces using your shield generators, your lasers, and then hopefully just avoiding big fire at all. But that is how you play Galaxy Trucker. Now there are a couple of other extra cards such as pirates and things like that that are in the level 3s. Things like this abandoned station takes 10 crew, then a meteor swarm, huge meteor storm there, open space, same kind of thing. Epidemic, you're going to lose a crew per adjacent alien there. So, all sorts of stuff. That's how you play Galaxy Trucker. So that's Galaxy Trucker. Really, really great game. It always has been solid. The game's adorable. The art is adorable. I love the way the ship art looks. The little tokens are great. Even the silliness of the multiple connectors, how they're all kind of tied and noodled up. Always like the way this game looks. So Galaxy Trucker is a fantastic looking game. It's got great components. The little Tic Tacs are amazing looking. They do roll all over is the only problem. The art looks good. The components look good. This is just a fantastic game to look at on the table, especially if someone were to walk past mid-game and see all the different ships built. And you're not just laying tiles, you're laying tiles that matter, and the direction of each tile matters, and you're making a spaceship, and seeing it is just fun. It's a funny thing to do. Then the gameplay elements of evaluating, okay, did I follow the rules in my haste to build my ship? Oh crud, I got to take this tile off. Oh crud, I've got a bunch of open ports on the side. And then hoping after all that, did my effort pay off? Does it matter if any of this, because I'm just getting waylaid by a massive asteroid and I didn't put the laser here because the asteroid's hitting here, and I don't have a shield generator and I'm about to lose half my ship. Then you lose half your cargo and all that sort of stuff. This is a tense game that doesn't look tense. Every single time a card flips over, you're like, oh, please. And it's so much fun. Galaxy Trucker is a massive win. This is a perfect game night game. It's fun because it involves everybody looking at what everybody else is doing. It involves some real-time elements, and then it involves some strategy elements. So Galaxy Trucker, huge win from Czech Games. They've got it going on. This is the new version from Vlada and Czech. Definitely go check out Galaxy Trucker. It's a fun game. It's gorgeous to look at. It just is a blast of a game to play. You will find people who absolutely adore this game, but you will also find people who are like, I never want to play that again because the building can be so unforgiving. You think, oh, I've got my ship, and they're like, nope, that doesn't work, that doesn't work. And you just lost half your stuff. You have no ship left. You're flying with just a cockpit. Those things can be frustrating, but in that frustration, in that tense nature, is where the joy of this game comes. So, I'm Brian Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Brian. Until next time, we'll see you.